Hi, it's Miss Priscilla at the Up and West Library, and I'm book talking a novel called Bad Cree by Jessica Johns. It is her first novel. This is an adult horror fiction novel, but it's in our library because it was one of 10 this past year that won an Alex Award, which is adult books that are of interest or deemed good for YA. So this is set in Canada, mostly in Vancouver, where it starts out, but also in northern Alberta, which is kind of like Kansas. So our main character is Mackenzie, and it starts out Mackenzie has a nightmare, and she wakes up with the head of a crow in her hands. So she's been having very vivid nightmares for a long time, and has recently been able to bring things out of the dream world into the real world. The things normally disappear. This is something that just seems to be getting worse and worse, and she's in Vancouver, she's trying to deal with it, but this dead crow head forces her to contact her one of her aunties in Alberta to see what's going on, and a friend who is not Cree but is also Indigenous convinces her that it's time for you to go back to your family. So one of the things you need to know is that Mackenzie moved to Vancouver largely because of the passing of her grandmother. She felt very lost, and she just needed to get away, even though that's where her family and community was. So she goes back to Alberta. I love the sense of family and community in this, and the dreams for a short time do go away, but they come back with a vengeance. And it starts to include that this is a girl, so she's grieving the loss of her grandmother, but she's also, during the time that she's lived in Vancouver, she lost a sister. A sister passed away, and she never went home to deal with this. So there's a double grieving here, but also she sees going back to her family in Alberta as almost too painful, but she's desperate. And as I said, the dreams get worse, that it starts to focus on a very specific night when she and her sisters, including Sabrina, were out. They used to camp at a lake, but they were out in Sabrina got lost in the woods. And when she came out of the woods, she was not quite the same. And it just keeps coming back to that in different ways. Another thing that we learn is the women in Mackenzie's family, many of them have had very interesting dreams. Like her cousin Cassidy has prophetic dreams. One of her aunties has dreams that are tinged in color, and the colors mean different things, but they don't always mean the same thing all the time. And her mother also had dreams, but was somehow able, not good dreams, and was able somehow to stop them, and we would never figure out how. Mackenzie tries to replicate, not dreaming. But this goes into the kind of the lore of what I've always heard of called the Wendigo, but in this book they call it the Wheatigo, but it is the same kind of entity common throughout Native American folklore. So, but it's also great. For a book that's only 250 pages, I really felt this had a lot of layers, because the grief and loss that Mackenzie has, and the sense of family and community that is there, that she misses when she's in Vancouver, that she has when she's back in Alberta, but also just the different layers of that. But yet it was also this great horror book. So I will be watching what Jessica Johns writes again, but I know horror is not for everyone, so I do recommend this if you enjoy horror. If not, I will help you find something else. Have a fantastic day, and keep on reading. Bye.